Welcome everyone to the Smartsistah show, and this is the second part of my understanding intergenerational trauma. Now, in this section, in this second part, I'm trying to give you more examples of what I discussed in the first part, in terms of all the different behaviors that are a part of understanding intergenerational trauma. And then I'm going to try to give some tips on how to deal with the behavior, how to change it, how to get some help. So basically, today we're on the next um, behavior, which is anger. Last time we talked about our inability to trust, and all these things are barriers to us being able to um, unite as a people. When you really think about it, what are the things that keep us from coming together as a people? We have done it in the past. We can do it again. We are doing it right now. I don't want to dismiss anything anybody's doing. However, there are specific behaviors that we do that hurt ourselves personally, and then it hurts the overall community as a whole. So today I'm going to talk about anger. Now, if you want to get more of an understanding of how anger has become so much a part of our psyche and personalities, please go to part one of this series to understand, to get a better, fuller understanding of where it comes from. Now, I don't know about you, but me, this is one of my main issues that I have to deal with, because trust and believe, I can go from 0 to 60 in a heartbeat. Okay. And we already know that is why a lot of times we can't have intelligent, decent discussions, because somebody's going to go 0 to 60 like me and piss everybody off, and then everything gets dropped and nothing gets done. Okay, so that's why this is a major behavior that we're going to have to learn to deal with and understand and put in perspective, because unfortunately too many of us have it. And the reason we do, as I said, go back to part one, but the reason why we do, it's a way of getting some type of control. Okay, when you look at it in relationships, a lot of times, people get angry and use that anger to try to control another person. Okay, and we do it all the time to some degree. And unfortunately, there are a lot of unhealthy ways that we deal with it that has kept us where we are. So that's why we've got to do more to deal with these behaviors by, first of all, recognizing the behavior and then changing it. Now, the first, I'm going to give you some things to think about in terms of dealing with your own anger management. Now, we already know there are anger management classes that you can take or whatever, but most people aren't going to, unless they have been forced to go by the court. Many of us are not going to admit to our own issues like that. So this is something that I want to give you some ways to help you understand yourself and deal with yourself, because everything always comes back to you. Nobody else can control you. You control you. Okay, so you have to take in what's going on and deal with it yourself. So the first thing you need to do really with your anger is identify your triggers. What triggers you? Now, me, what triggers me? In, like I said, 0 to 60, I cannot stand disrespect or when people don't respect our elders. If there's anything that'll piss me off, that would be it. Not being respectful, and especially to our elders. That just drives me insane. So I already know that's a trigger for me. So if somebody is coming around and they're talking crazy or whatever, I know, okay, Tony, get yourself together, get it in perspective so I can control the situation a little better. Another thing is first of all, we shouldn't suppress our anger. Some people say, well, just don't know. Black people, we've been suppressing our anger for centuries. Okay, so that's not healthy. That's not good. What happens is you need to look at it and figure out, is this anger righteous anger? Is it something that is healthy or unhealthy? That's the main thing you need to do, because sometimes you need to be mad. You need to get pissed off. If you see somebody beating down somebody and you get pissed off and you want to run and help or do whatever, it's okay. It's okay to have some righteous anger sometimes. Okay, so first of all, then figure that out. Is it healthy? Is it a healthy thing? Is it unhealthy? It's unhealthy if it's pushing you to be violent, physically violent, uh, things like that. That where you are really gonna bring the smoke on yourself. So that's when you need to really check yourself before you wreck yourself. Okay. Another area, let's see if I can see this, is to talk through your anger. Sometimes you like me, man, I got my girlfriend, and I will call and pick up the phone. Girl, you will not believe what happened today. Blah, 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 blah. Sometimes, if you're angry like that, it's good to talk to someone that can talk you down. They can help you maybe identify if it's healthy or unhealthy. They can let you vent. You know what I mean? And by you talking through it, sometimes you can see where you may be wrong, where you may be right. What is the issue? Okay, because your feelings are always valid, but it's dealing with them and understanding them and putting them into perspective is what's really very important. The next thing is focus on facts. Now, are you pissed off and mad and upset over some delusional, crazy thing going on that you've cooked up in your brain that seems okay to you, but it's not factual? Focus on some facts. Are you upset about something that is an actual fact, that is an actual something that's going on? Or are you all off, you know, on a tangent, crazy about some stuff? Okay, that is very important, because, like I said, sometimes people, you get into your feelings and you get all crazy about stuff, but you're not focusing on a fact. And facts are just facts. You know, men are the first one to say, "Oh, y'all women, y'all are so emotional, and you don't do." Well, sometimes that may be true, and sometimes we need to reel ourselves in, and men too, on focusing on facts and understanding what's really going on. The next thing is learning how to breathe and relax and meditate. Now, that is the key factor that has helped me to stop going from 0 to 60. That's how I have really reeled in myself and my anger, because it makes me think. I need to think about, like I said, if you focus on the fact, if you think about the situation and what's going on, you can change your mindset. You might be, it could be another emotion going on. You might be getting mad because you're afraid of something. You could be getting mad because you're just traumatized. You could be mad because you broke. Okay, whatever. There's a whole bunch of things. So you need to, if you kind of identify what is the real thing, what's really going on, what is truly going on with yourself, then you can, okay, pull back, relax, and breathe. I have used apps. There are several different apps that are out there that are free that you can use that will take you through some breathing, that will help you um, gather your thoughts, pull back, get yourself together, and trust me, the more you practice meditating and breathing and getting control of your emotions, the better off you'll be. And it's going to help across the board with everything, because every little thing won't piss you off. Every little thing doesn't get on your nerves. I mean, you got to catch yourself. Sometimes if everything and everybody and everything's on your last nerve, maybe it's you. You probably getting on your own nerves. So that's why you need to go in and learn how to focus and learn how to get a hold of your emotions so you can make proper decisions. Because sometimes we make horrible decisions because we were angry and emotional and not thinking things through. Okay, so before you go pick up that brick to knock out somebody's windows, I'm just kidding. Think about it. Because you got to think about what is that going to do. The relationship is over. You messed up some car. A car didn't do nothing to you. That's a fact. Boom, boom, boom. The police can get called. You can say yourself a whole bunch of stuff. Like I said, if you stop, get a hold of yourself, think things through, focus on the facts, focus on what's really going on. A lot of people, just to take that example of throwing a brick through somebody's windshield, you are hurt. That's why you did that. It's not just being mad. The real thing going on deep down when you get to it, you're hurt, you're fearful, there's something else going on. So that is why we've got to do these things and really make sure we are in control at all times. Because without that, you will make some horrible, horrible decisions that could affect you for the rest of your life. And you need to just acknowledge your anger, acknowledge your feelings, don't suppress them, acknowledge them, try to understand them, try to put them in perspective, and then you can deal with things. And then think of a way, something that could be a trigger, like we talked about earlier, a trigger, something that just pisses you off, right? Well, maybe you can associate that with something else. Okay, get a nice picture on your desktop. It could be mountains and rivers and, whatever. Find something that you can instantly look at, touch, smell, whatever, that can be a trigger to help you to calm down. And that's going to help you get through and make the decisions that you need to make from a calm point of view. And stay away from situations that trigger you. If you know a certain person will just push your buttons, stay away from them. Get away from them. Or until you get yourself in check enough that you could be around that person but not allow them to trigger you. And let's face it, we all got a family member, a co-worker, somebody somewhere that triggers you to no end that you're going to have to deal with, because they're not going nowhere and neither are you. And that's why we as a people need to understand these things and get into ourselves so we can learn to agree to disagree, learn how to have decent conversations even though we don't agree, because there is always going to be a situation where everybody's not going to agree. Everybody's not on the same page. Everybody doesn't think the same way. We know these things. But to get to the point where we have allowed it to keep us from moving forward as a people, as a family, as a community, as a relationship, then that's a problem. That's something that we really need to work on to make sure that we're not being unhealthy. Because the whole point of all of this that I'm doing here is to try to help us all to heal. We have to heal. And yes, we all have been affected some kind of way. There's no way you were born and raised in the United States of America as a black person and not have been affected by something. It just is what it is. And we need to quit running away from it, denying it, acting like it's not there, whatever. It's a barrier. It's a barrier to our unity. And that's why we've got to fix it so we can move forward. Okay, so I'm going to keep working on myself. Lord knows I have some serious triggers. And I have to work on myself, but that's just it. At least if you can admit it and acknowledge it and not suppress it, but deal with it, understand how different dynamics with different people can trigger you, and understanding that and dealing with it, that's when we're on the road to healing ourselves, and that's when we're really on the road to the unity that we need to have as a people. So thanks for coming through. Get ready. We're going to keep going through these. And please go back and watch the Understanding IGT part one, the first part, where I really can break these things down. You can get a fuller understanding. Right now, like I said here, I'm just trying to outline some ways to deal with the behavior. All right. See you next time.